All right, good morning, everyone. This is Ferdbird the Nerd with my homies Pickles and Darth Lopez in the house. There is no Fedora this morning. He has to go in for a shift, I guess. So no Fedora, unfortunately, but we are here trying to do our thing. What's going on, fellas?
How you doing? How you doing?
Good, good. Pickles is at somewhere. I think he's like,
At a undisclosed
I'm
location.
driving.
are you driving?
I'm going to view an apartment at 11.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That-
Where's the apartment at?
Factoria.
Factoria?
Yeah,
Oh, why Factoria?
because it's fucking 10 minutes from work. Ooh, shit, I cussed. Damn it, twice.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh shit, Factoria. I was thinking. I don't know. For some
Like
reason, I was
Bellevue.
thinking Auburn. I don't know
No,
why.
no,
I
no,
thought
no,
that.
Bellevue.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
I'm trying to figure out how the heck to get this thing to transfer back to my headphones instead of just the.
You sound fine. On our end, I think you're all right, man. I won't worry about
No,
it.
I know. It's just I want it on my headphones. It's more for my benefit than anything else.
Oh well, no one gives a shit about you, so like
And I
it's
can
fine.
hear it.
Yeah. Well, just kidding. um. Yeah. So did you guys catch the Deadpool trailer?
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
I just want to see the movie now, dude. I would have preferred not them showing X23.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I will be out of town, and Pickles and I were supposed to go see it together, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had this anniversary thing, and it's like the
Oh.
first one, so I don't think I
yeah.
can miss it.
You
Yeah.
son of a.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, so if anybody's watching and is in the greater Seattle area and wants to go see Deadpool and Wolverine on Saturday morning, I've got an extra ticket.
Not guilt tripped at all whatsoever.
Can't wait,
Uh,
man. I can't
yeah,
wait,
man.
dude.
Yeah. When is it? So is the actual like day that it's coming out? Is it Saturday, Friday, or
Comes out
Thursday?
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, they start doing showings at like 7 at night on Thursdays
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. I think I'm gonna catch one of those because I had scheduled a vacation day for Friday, but my kid has a doctor Tuesday, so I had to cancel. And I always forgot about the Thursday. I think I'm just going Thursday in the evening. I can't
Yeah.
wait, man. I mean, I'm like, super excited about that.
You think, Darth, where you're at, do you think that people will actually go like the night
No,
before Thursday night?
no, no,
No?
no, no. I'm too no. Not since I've been living out here on big movies like that they do Thursdays.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll get packed, but not sold out.
Right, right.
I could always get an aisle seat late. I got a weak bladder, so I always get an aisle seat, so I don't have to, you know, get through the aisle. But no, it's never really have. Maybe
That's
in
cool.
deep Chicago, maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm guessing like here, probably like Friday will probably be sold out, right,
Mm.
Jason? Right, Pickles?
I assume so.
Yeah. Because, yeah, me and Pickles always grab the Saturday old man matinees and get
Yeah,
breakfast.
exactly.
So that's the way to do it, I think.
That is the way to do it.
But
Yeah.
man, I don't want to deal with like social media ruin it for me. So like if you guys do watch it like on Thursday and catch it before the whole rest of the world, like please do not ruin it for everyone
No.
else, man. Like please, please, please. I remember what was it? It wasn't Infinity War, but it was I was gonna say Judgment Day. Not Judgment Day. Fucking the last Avengers movie. Like, dude, there's people that saw it internationally that ruined it for me. Like 100% ruined it for me. And so I knew who was gonna die and whatever. So I was so annoyed. But anyway, that's just my public service announcement. Endgame. Thank you very much, Michael Baker. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of that movie.
Yeah, I wasn't on social media tough when Endgame came out.
Yeah,
So,
I was like on Facebook because I had to do it for work. So like I just caught it and like, yeah, dude, I was like, I went to watch that movie and I was like, what the fuck, man? Seriously? But I'm gonna be in Palm Springs on Thursday morning, so I'm gonna be
15 degrees out there.
hell yeah. Yeah, I'll be headed to In and Out around noon.
Overrated.
No, man, I love In and Out, dude. Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
No.
I was a million.
I think I had In-N-Out once, and I was highly disappointed.
Yeah, dude. I'm born and raised in LA. I left when I was 38. I'm 47. I think I could count on two hands how much I ate In-N-Out. There's just so many other better burger places in LA than In-N-Out.
All right, help me out. What's another burger place I go to in Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, I don't know. That's like 3 hours south. That's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
desert. I don't know. I don't know. That's way out there. I've only ever really been out there to work. And it was just too hot. But chances are that'd probably be, the best place, I guess, to get a burger out there. If you
Yeah?
were, yeah, because I don't know if they do it like in LA.
Oh, okay.
Like when we have, I mean, you might as well call them diners, but they're places like Tommy's, Tom's, Tam's, like on the Kendrick Lamar video, Tam's. Those are all through LA, Compton, all through LA, and the burgers are charbroiled, made in front of you, bacon, whatever you want. The big onion rings, they make it in front of you. The fries, it's all made in front of you. It's fast food, but like at a high level. And you can pick any of those burger spots, and to me, they're better than In-N-Out. I'm just not a fan.
All
And then
right.
the fries get cold as soon as you walk to your table. They're lukewarm.
I guess that is kind of true, but
Yeah, see,
either way, I gotta go. It's more so it's kind of a tradition of me and my wife. So
yeah, no.
I'm more of a Shake Shack dude, but that's just me. So anyway, all right. Well, I'll shut up and we'll talk more about comics now and the Deadpool trailer. Like, man, I gotta agree with Darth, man. Like that kind of disappointed me as well. Whatchamacallit, like, I wasn't sure if X23 was gonna show up.
Me neither. Yeah.
So like it would have been cooler to get that fan reaction when you're like actually in the watching it in the movie theater, right? But what also kind of had me like disappointed was because I had no idea because I've been trying not to pay attention to it at all.
Yeah.
The Wolverine is from a different world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of wish like they didn't because that's a major story plot.
Yeah, but
right?
man, that was man. See, I could deal with spoilers. I'm really comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I think I had already known enough of this to where I just stopped, watching anything about it. And that was talked about a while ago about he's a failed Wolverine from his universe. So it was already out there. Then you could kind of see it in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So that was already there. But there was only really, like I said, I was like you. I stopped watching any type of spoiler on it. And I was hoping that if she was in there, I'd see it
in the movie.
Or she'd come out in a crazy cameo to save the day.
Sure.
Do
you wish you didn't watch the trailer?
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, no, I do. But it was everywhere because I think, I was so into the Acolyte type stuff. So I wasn't even, I saw when the final trailer, but I didn't watch it because I was like, whatever. I'm seeing it anyway. So I'm not sure they're going to show anything.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, I get on Twitter
mm-hmm.
and it's everywhere. I'm like, oh man. So it was a bummer. It was a spoiler. It was kind of spoiled. I'm like, I wish they would have saved that for the movie. I think it would have been better.
Yeah. So Michael Baker, I didn't know that. So like, I would have rather just gone and watched the movie. I guess my point was, and thanks for sharing, man. This because I didn't know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I just didn't watch as many trailers, but like you said, man, it was like. I mean, they posted in the Discord, which is cool. That's where I found it in our Discord. But like, the trailer itself to come out like a week before the movie comes out. What else are we waiting for? There's not going to be any more surprises. I guess was my point. So,
that was part of their deal, I guess. Or I think all of them didn't want Logan to be touched. Like that universe, that storyline, that movie. I think Feige, Hugh Jackman, all of them didn't want to touch that universe. So that was awesome.
Yeah. Sorry. I think you had more to say.
No. It wasn't. Still one of the best, second best comic book for me. I still got the Dark Knight #1
for sure.
Yeah.
So like, I know a lot of people have been it's funny because like, I remember a couple years ago, like a year and a half, like. People were kind of, I guess, not paying attention to X-Men Spec lately, but like I figured the obvious X-Men specs like kind of already out. I think X-Men 97 kind of did that already. So I went. I went. This list kind of is comprised of kind of my favorite era of X-Men, kind of 2000s and like up. I threw a couple variants in there too, just because I thought we're all variant lovers as well. But I hope you guys like this list. It's a lot of B and C level characters, but like good comic book reading characters in general. So some people, a lot of people probably know about these books and only all that stuff. But and by the way, Fedora is on his lunch break. Pickles, I think, is viewing that apartment right now. We got Darth Lopez in the house. What's going on, Fedora? How's work treating you?
It's work, bro. 10-day work week starts today. Well, it started Friday, but just in the city right now. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I haven't seen the Deadpool trailer, so
we just spoiled it for you.
No, you didn't. I don't know what happened. I came in right after it. So listen, as long as it's not as bad as the Crow's gonna be, I don't have too much of.
I didn't even see the Crow. Is it come out yet?
Did you see the Crow trailer?
That looks dude, that looks bad.
Nah,
that looks really bad.
I want to see it, but then I don't at the same time. So I'll figure it out when I get there. I just don't want to give them the studio my money. I don't want to put my name on that.
Yeah.
I'll wait for streaming on Crow, man. I'm not taking that chance.
It'll probably come out next month on streaming.
Wow. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get into the show. I know we're kind of on a time limit with some of the people on the panel, and Pickles is kind of en route wherever he's going. So I'll get into the first book here. So X23 variant for the first issue of the 2010 series, I want to say. So everyone, NYX, I looked at kind of the prices when the trailer came out, and NYX didn't really do a lot. It stayed steady, which I think is healthy. But I think you're not, like, if you're looking to offload NYX3, I don't think it's a good time to do it. It didn't really go up that much anyway. So I got some background noise, fellas. What is everyone on mute here? Okay, that's cool. So anyway, yeah, I think this book is like the next one to get as far as value is concerned. I think it's a beautiful cover of X23. It's really hard to find. High grade issues are going for like 1,500 or so. The last time I saw, I don't see it go up often. I'm sure Doc Joe has 3 copies of this book, but I'm not sure. Darth Lopez, I'm
not sure. I just realized Doc Joe was a G.I. Joe reference.
Yeah, that's the Met.
I know.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
that's the yeah.
Because we had got some G.I. Joe toys. And one said Doc Joe, and I was like,
well, Doc Joe's literally a doctor, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a double entendre.
So he doesn't have 3, but he has at least 1.
Yeah,
he has 1. This is my favorite, and like when people talk about the Miles Morales, the variant where he's like in between those taxi cabs.
Oh,
this to me is kind of like that parallels that kind of like art or whatever as far as like collectability and like the best cover. Fellas, Darth Lopez, I'm gonna start with you. What are your thoughts on this book at all, and have you ever seen it before?
No, never. I never knew it existed until, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago. I was going through Graham Crackers, online, their store, and I was just looking to see if I would always check as one of my favorite characters, and I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And then I looked on eBay, it's nowhere, and if it is, it's graded and it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the one that doesn't get a lot of press. Not a lot of people really talk about it. I mean, they do, but like every so often,
sure,
it's a little ghost. I mean, I don't even think I've seen one raw, because I did watch everyone just to window shop, see if they would sell, and I saved it, and then I just thought, but I never saw a raw copy on sale on eBay.
Yeah.
So, and it has all the tangibles, dude. Low print, probably nobody was gonna buy a 1 in 100, or I think there was a 1 in 50 or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Nobody was probably gonna buy it. So once it was gone, it was gone.
Yeah. I a lot of people talk about the Dradevic variant, and I think this one is even more rare because I mean, as far as like listings I've seen, because I'm always looking for these books at all or ever. But yeah, Fedora, have you ever seen this in the show or sorry, in the store before?
Variants like that, you'll never see them over here. Like you'll
Mm.
never ever, unless the person was a complete moron and like offloaded it to the buyers or like whoever does the handling for the books here. Yeah, you'll never see that book here, like ever. Like any book like this, you'll never see here. Like you'll see a Miles Morales cover A before you see like this book like X23, this variant or the Miles Morales between the taxi cabs, like those never come in because people know what it is, you know. So they're gonna hold on. The ones that do have it know what it is, and they're not like giving it up. So I'll never see one here in my lifetime.
Pickle, what about you, man?
I've never seen. There you go. I was like, I have never seen one of these live before, like in person. I've only seen them, like in picture form.
Have you ever seen it like on Robot Monster Island? Does he ever sell books like this?
No, he doesn't do any no moderns. His girlfriend Max, she does more moderns, but it's more like indie moderns for the most part.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's more silver, copper, golden.
He has like his bunker full of like comics from
Dude, like some of that stuff he's got, like I'm just like, damn.
You have another one of those? He's like the Doc Joe Silver and Golden Age. Cool. All right. Yeah, I just want to kind of start this off with a nice book. This is definitely like, I think this is like the long-term play. Doc Joe alluded to the Delotto, which has been reprinted as well. But I don't know. I like this one. I like this one personally.
Do you think
it connects too? So,
do you think the market is like shifting more towards books like this now, rather than like first appearances? Because it seems like, to me at least, it seems like because we get a lot of people here, right? Mm-hmm. And like there's like collectors. And then there's like collectors like us, like collectors, because like the collectors want like, you know, like some of the more classic Silver Age stuff that they could spend $100 to $200 on and whatever, and then have it. But then there's like us who are just kind of like, yeah, first appearances are good, but you know, we want something rarer than that. So, and I've been noticing that like people have been more leaning towards like, you know, these types of variants, like the 1 in 40s, the Usagi Yojimbos, and all this other stuff. So I wanted your opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really great point, actually. And I think you're right. From what I've been searching for, and just my personal preference, I think I've been actually searching for the same stuff other people are looking for. Like I said, like NYX3 didn't really go up that much after the trailer went out. I mean, she's straight up NYX3 in the damn trailer. So you would have thought it would have bumped up a little more, but it stays heavy. But like, I looked at the listings when that came out, and I think people are like, "Oh shoot, trailer came out, I gotta list it," because I saw like 14 new listings. Like,
that's probably what I mean? Yeah. I think it's a little bit too late, dude. Actually.
Yeah, and I think it's not like I probably wouldn't buy an X23. I think it's like, or a first appearance of X23. I felt like, oh no, I'm not going to go towards the first appearance. I'm going to gravitate to the more rare covers because that's what people see. You know, NYX3 is a beautiful cover, but I feel like you said, Fedora, I think people are more like there's more X23s or NYX3s than this book out there.
I think since the pandemic, people are kind of like, we're all getting like the hardcore guys like me and you, we're getting like a lot smarter, and we're knowing like like the people with the money. If you're buying NYX, like the first appearance of Laura Kinney, you probably know a lot about comics. It's safe to assume, right? So for us, we've been through the pandemic where the trailer drops, the market gets flooded with all these new books. And then it's just like, okay, I just spent $800 for a first appearance, and like 200 of them just got dumped on the market. So, I think it's something to discuss on a later show because like I'm strapped on time here, so we could talk about that.
How much time you got left? So I know how quick to go.
I got till 35, 135, so like
Okay.
120 right now.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to start with Pickles on this one. I thought of Pickles for this, and I know it's like kind of a weird X-Men spec, but I feel like I threw it in there anyway. Howard the Duck, number 1, first Gwenpool. Am I right on that one, guys?
Yes.
First Gwenpool, right? Okay. Pickles, I know you're a Howard the Duck fan, but what do you think of this book, and do you have it?
I have the black and white sketch copy of it, not this one. Mm-hmm. This one's still, like, while I would like to have this book, it's still too expensive for me to warrant spending money on it because it's still just under, like, I still see it like $700, $800, $900 in raw, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, the black and the white one's a great pickup, man.
I'm gonna say something, Ferd.
Go ahead.
Do not. I like Gwenpool. I have this book. I have all of her books, and I'm not just saying this just to like, oh, like I want to like not have people. Trust me. Do not buy this book. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, please. Remember what I said about Tosin.
Okay. All right. Delete this from your head, everyone.
Yeah, Tosin was the biggest troll Marvel ever did, bro.
No,
that was all. I can't believe people. Oh man, I feel sorry for those dudes.
I like Gwenpool. I have a lot of the statues. Like I was like a big fan. I'm still a big fan of Gwenpool, but I'll just say it like this because Ferd, you already know. You guys already know. If you know me, you know. I personally do not see a future with Gwenpool in Marvel. That's just all I'm gonna say. That's just all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I think her character fits more in the realm of the Spider-Verse movies, like an animated kind of deal, as opposed to like a live action character.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And yeah, Pickles, you're like, look at this, dude. I mean, like, this is $375 for this. It's a horrible photo. I mean,
man.
it could, you know what I mean? But like, damn, that's it.
I meant to say 9/8 or 9/8 or around 1,000. That's what it is.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like that makes sense though. $375 for a raw. I mean, that's you know, damn. And Darth Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, I got because I have 2 copies of the sketch one. One of them signed by Zdarsky.
Wow. Okay.
So I can actually have that one. I can have that one like sent in now and graded since I don't have to.
Yo, stop making it hot. Stop making it hot. Stop making it hot.
All right, we're on to the next one. All right, we're gonna lose Fedora here. He's gotta go back to work and he's gonna be pissed off at us. So that's 2 reasons.
Yeah, it's the Boeing thing. I'm gonna walk into Midtown Comics and they're gonna whack me like, yo, bro,
just like Miles Morales 2 spin-off cash grab. All right, I'm very heavy on Uncanny X-Force, like this era of X characters, and I think that's primarily what this show is all about. Before I get into this book, I just want to thank the panel for coming through on a Sunday. It's gray and nasty. Pickles is looking at apartments, but he's still on the show. Darth Lopez is, I think, had to work yesterday or something, so thanks for coming through. And Fedora's on his freaking lunch break coming through for us all. So, and I want to thank the chat. You guys are great. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, watch the other shows. I'm trying to put out more content for everybody and see where the channel goes. And so, yeah. Anyway, this book is trash. Time to leave. Okay, cool. All right. John Scott Campbell, Uncanny X-Force #1. There's all the Uncanny X-Force books are like amazing.
Wait, his name is John?
What?
The J in J. Scott Campbell stands for John?
Did I say John? I don't know. Did I just say that?
I don't know. I thought that's what you said. Whatever. Just keep going.
Oh, I may have said that. I don't know. I don't think I did, but maybe. Anyway, there's every single like variant of this first issue is awesome. I think.
Yeah. It's got a
This was
Jerkovich cover too, though.
the Jurgovich. I used to have that.
Yeah.
That's actually on eBay for quite a not too bad right now if you're looking for it. It's like $60.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a 1 in 75 too.
Yeah.
I actually bought the Clayton Crane variant from Doc Joe. Thank you, Doc Joe. I still have it. But this one is actually my favorite. And if it being a J. Scott Campbell variant, the art's great. All the members of Uncanny X-Force are awesome. I've seen this for like 50 to $100 raw, $1.25 for a 9.8. I think it's an underappreciated series, and the cover out of all of them, this one's probably like I would say my second favorite to the Crane variant. Pickles, I'm gonna start with you. Have you read Uncanny X-Force at all, or have you not?
Not any of the new stuff. I had read some of the older stuff, but not any of the new runs. No.
Yeah, Max.
Like what I had read of that was.
Go ahead. Sorry.
What's up? Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Shut up. That's what I said.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's definitely underappreciated because whenever I ask people about this book, they don't read it. So I guess we run in different circles or something. I don't know.
I heard nothing but good things about this run. I have the whole run. Thankfully, these books. Well, not this cover, but a lot of these books were dollar boxes.
Yeah,
and, half price books all through Chicago. So I basically got the whole run. I haven't read it, but the few people that I talked to that read it told me it was fire. So
it's really good. It's a really good. There's parts of it's funny.
Is this Remender?
Remender's pretty good. Yeah, I mean he's a great artist, or sorry, great writer. Yeah, I feel like it's really, if underappreciated is the wrong word to say, I think underknown, because like I said, everyone I talk to has never even read the series. So yeah.
Not yet, at least. I will.
Really, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people to read books. So I recommend the good stuff. But yeah, I'll stop talking to them.
That's how I feel like the Rosenberg X-Men run.
What's that? Oh, yeah, the Rosenberg. Yeah, for sure.
Nobody talked. I mean, it just kind of got swept away. But man, it was a good run. It was a good fucking run, dude. He was killing everybody. Cyclops was a beast. It was, Then they did the whole Krakoa thing, and that I don't even know if that counts anymore. So
it's all good. Fedora, I'll end with you, man. Have you read this book, Kid Apocalypse? Is that not?
I don't really do X-Men. It's continuity for me.
And I think that's
like Star Wars.
I think that's the thing with this Uncanny X-Force when it came out was people were like, another X-Force X-Men team, right? I think, dude, though, like Gen Z would like this.
You look at the lineup.
I think.
Look at the lineup is nothing but hard hitters. And X-Force has always been like special force because the X-Force in the Krakoa era, that was fire too. That was like one of the books that it was
picked up.
X-Force, I always read X-Force, Wolverine, and the regular X-Men. Those were fire throughout for me. You know what I mean? The rest were I dropped off a few of them.
Is Krakoa gone? Like,
it's
done with that.
Yeah,
thank you. Gone. Oh God, I did not like that whole Krakoa thing. I'm sorry. It was
all right. The Wolverine title, the X-Force title, and the X-Men title were with it. You know what I mean? Everything else was just too much.
I think that the whole Krakoa encompassing like all the other titles, it just threw off. It threw it off for me.
There's some badass moments in that run though. But we'll see.
Yeah, I know. Well, X-Men's just such a tough one, man. For a lot of people. I'm sure people in the chat know about this book. New X-Men number 128. First Fantomex. It's a great book, man. It stayed consistent. I don't see this book. I haven't seen it dip a lot. I've seen it. Newsstands go for like double, like $100 in near mint. This goes for 30 to 50 for a modern. I always look out for this book just to see where the market's at. I think it's going to take a long. Well, has Fantomex technically made it into the MCU or like the old Fox shows? Okay, I couldn't remember if he was.
I've never seen him. I don't even think he was in the. I don't even think I saw him in the Krakoa era. Or he might have made like a cameo at one of the Hellfire galas in the background, but
he hasn't showed up in a long time, right?
I haven't. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I haven't seen him in a minute.
Wouldn't you think though that like Fantomex would be great for like not so much cartoons, but for like, I mean, he's basically like a meaner Deadpool, in my opinion, from what I've read. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts about that?
I have no idea what that is, but
Yeah,
we did have that book, and it was like $15-$20 maybe in near mint.
Jason, I feel like Fantomex is kind of like your wheelhouse, man. And have you ever read anything about Fantomex before?
Yeah. Well, I have this book, or I
Yeah.
had it. I sold it for like $40 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got his first cover appearance where he's like upside down on the cover, I believe.
Yeah.
I've got that one still. I like that cover, so I've kind of just held on to it. But yeah, I had him. It wasn't anything that I was like, "Ooh, I want to hold on to this" type of deal. So I just sold it. Somebody offered me $40. I was like, "Yeah, sure."
The newsstand, I think, is the way to go if you're investing in it. But yeah, it's I think he's a cool character from the Uncanny X-Force run that I read. He was my favorite one. I mean, he kills Kid Apocalypse. Spoilers, everyone. But like, he's kind of a badass, man. And I don't think he would take over the helm of Deadpool if Ryan Reynolds was like, man, I don't want to be Deadpool anymore. But I don't know. I always think of like longevity of actors in like these Marvel series, and I'm just wondering. I don't know, but anyway, Fantomex, New X-Men 128. This is gonna be kind of heavy, New X-Men, so I apologize if you guys are not New X-Men fans. New X-Men, not me. 134. This isn't so much like MCU like spec so much. This is just like, oh, I haven't seen this book show up in top 10 lists in a long time. But first, Kid Omega. It's a app of an Omega level mutant for $8. Last time I saw on eBay. New X-Men run was pretty cool. I don't know. Like I have never seen this in a back issue bin before, and I'll look for it for sure. But there's so many great books of this new X-Men run. Fellas, what are your thoughts? I'll start with Fedora since you got to go pretty soon.
Those last two books, I see them every so often. This one too. They're usually like wall books for like $15 to $20. So if you can find it in a shop, I would say that's a reasonable price. Yeah, I mean, the covers are good, and usually, if it passes the eye appeal to me, that's always good. And there's a first appearance, so I like covers with hot chicks on them. So the last two, in my opinion, I would buy it if I saw it for like $15, $20. Has really like nice art on the front, popular characters, first appearances. Just get it. You'd be stupid not to at that price.
For sure. Darth, are you? I know you talked about the Krakoa run, but are you a big X-Men fan at all?
Oh,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, that's my number. Dude. I think I love that just a little bit more than Star Wars. X-Men, dude. Like that's my jam. And so when I see all this, I buy it because again, I have the luxury to have half price books.
All right, I gotta go.
Okay, Fedora. Have a good day, man. Thanks for coming in.
All
right, see you guys.
And so half price books are $1, $2, $3. You know, so dude, every time I went through hunting, I would pick up every X-Men book I have. I have from giant size #1 all the way to now in its entirety. So I buy all their variants. I buy all that. But I haven't read this run because I was out of comics during this time. But I have this whole run, and I think I got a few of these. I didn't even know that was his first appearance. Because again, like Fedora just said, I would see this at half price books or anywhere.
Yeah.
For $1, I just buy it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's tough to get these in high grade because the paper's not like I've tried pressing like those 133s and 128s, whatever, and they don't really come out very well. So I've never sent them into CGC before.
Yeah. And what Michael Baker said, I've been told that multiple times that. But I'm trying to read everything up till now, and I'm still in like Dazzler. No, was it Dazzler? Yeah. So I'm still like back in Dazzler. So I would have to read all the way from first appearance of Dazzler all the way to the Krakoa era to like be fully caught up. So I don't know if I would be able to accomplish that, but I am current with all X-Men, you know, where they're at right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just think for $8 for like just as a comic reader, like I've always liked the most powerful weapon or like the most powerful like
Alpha,
mutant or
Alpha, Omega.
whatever, you know. I think this would be like that's a fun kind of find, like getting all the first apps of the Omega level mutants.
Yeah,
like, in Marvel.
yeah.
I just
And
thought it'd be a fun one to.
I like that dude. That's what's his name? I don't know, but I think Sabretooth cut his head off in the last Wolverine run, and yeah, this Kid Omega.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
oh.
he cut off his head, dude. I'm telling you, like, you know, that's how much. See, that's how I love X-Men. So, like, I read most of everything since I came back into the hobby, and I wasn't familiar with Kid Omega, and I was like, why is this dude why is he an Omega level mutant? And in reading Krakoa, I understood why.
Ah, okay.
I was like, oh, this dude is that dangerous, you know what I mean? And it was just interesting, but yeah, but I eventually got it. Maybe I'll just buy the trade paperback of this and just read it.
You know, Darth, Pickles has Marvel Unlimited or the app, and he's always telling me like, man, it's like Pickles, how much does it go for a month? Or annually?
I want to say it's like $50 or $60 or something like that. Maybe 80.
A year?
I can't remember, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm always like, hey, like Jason, like check out this new Wolverine run, for example. And like it's not up to date, but like, you know, if you want to read Old Man Logan like from top to bottom and not have to deal with like the omnibuses or like the single issues that go for a lot on your phone, like while you're at work or whatever, man, like it's kind of
phone, tablet.
Yeah,
I'll do it on my iPad. Just be like
your iWatch.
Just kidding. I am man, I'm the opposite. I'd rather buy and find every issue and read it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not the reading comic books on the tablet. I just fundamentally disagree with it. I don't know.
I just like want space in my house. So
Yeah, no, hey,
you know what I mean.
Dude,
so
if I turn the camera on and turn around, I got boxes upon boxes, and I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes I think about stopping. I do.
Don't stop. Don't ever stop.
Nah. I was
nah.
on a hobby 30 years, dude. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, I know.
I want to be able to read comics to my boys. I try now, but they, but eventually, maybe
it'll happen. All right, before we get into the next slide, Pickles, where are you on your way? How far out are you from your destination?
I'm there. I'm parked.
Oh, okay. And you have to
I can't go in.
Oh, you can't? You can't just.
It doesn't start till 11.
You can't just be like, I'm here.
Feel my presence.
Hey, Star Wars.
What's it called? It's an open house, I guess. So I was like,
what
well,
the
if
hell?
I get there, yeah, I'm like, that's weird for an apartment, but whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna get there. I was like, I don't know. Open houses feel awkward to me because it's just like you're there scoping out the competition.
Yeah, that's what my sister does when she rents out her place.
Yeah.
She's funny like that. Do you mind? You don't have to say, but like you can give us a range. I'm just curious. How much is the apartment and how big is it?
It's, what are they asking? Just under 1,800 a month.
Okay.
For just under, it's like 750, I think, square feet.
Wow.
I believe. I know it's like I've been having to like hop on them because like I'll find them and then they're gone within a day. Like I literally found another one that was a little further north, messaged about it, and she responded like, "Oh, somebody's coming by to sign the lease today." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "It's been listed less than 24 hours." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, that happens.
So this one, it was like, I just was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, that's a good price, good area. I was like, boom, let me just friggin' ask to see it. And then it sent me to this other page. It's like, oh, like it's an open house as early as Sunday. And I was like, oh, all right. Well,
is it a one bedroom? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just curious. All right. Well, if you're in Factoria trying to find an apartment, that's the going rate so far, I guess. But well, good luck, man.
Well, it's lower than most for whatever reason.
No, I bet it is, man.
It's like 100 for water, sewer, garbage on top of it, or something like that.
Nice. And Doc Joe, of course, just bought a place in Florida. He sold one of his many amazing keys to buy a house in Florida. Evidently, I don't know. I just made that up. But okay, here's my sell now recommendation. I'm sure all 16 of you live in the chat are probably in agreement with me, but I just want to put that out there. X-Men 114. If you have this book and we're looking to offload it because of Deadpool, do it now. First appearance of Casanova. I would not buy this, and I'm sure again you guys are all good. You know, like we know Ferd, like or we know Darth, we know Pickles. Like we're not going to buy this book, but if you are, I would not. And there's a few reasons. One, she's already showed up in trailers. We already know she's going to be in the Deadpool movie, and more than likely, she's probably going to die. And villains just don't last. It's just a tough spec, right? It's fun for collectors. It's fun for if you just like the particular villain. But if you're speculating, I would say 100% sell this book. I'll start with Pickles first. A, do you have this book? And B, do you agree, or would you buy this at this time?
Oh hell no! I don't own it. I did look at it a little bit before the first trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine dropped. Like I was looking at it just to see kind of price wise what I could grab it for. But I did not grab any because even then, like it was already. Then the trailer dropped and they all like skyrocketed, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not paying that much for it. Like it's a Deadpool movie, everybody dies. Well,
yeah, seriously.
Pickles,
or sorry, Darth, man. What are your thoughts? I'm sure you have this book, right?
I do not. This is the one that I never found, and I won't pay market prices for it because, I just never got around to getting it. So, no, I don't have this one.
I think if you are investing, like I'd wait till the movie's over.
Yeah.
I
gotta get it to put the run together because I'm missing a few issues, and this is one of them. But I wasn't gonna pay. I think it's been up there for a minute. I think, and I didn't look for it a lot because it could wait.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the newsstand's a way to go. In high grade. I know people don't like newsstands, but I mean, kind of have to go with the market and see what they say. And maybe people have gotten smart. Like this is ending today in 8 hours, and it's only 41 and a 9.8. So maybe people are like, yeah, I'm gonna sell this book. She's already showed up. Like,
yeah, dude,
she may die, but anyway, yeah.
That for Extinction is that that's the one with Bastion, Michael Baker.
Bastion was like
with the Hound.
Late 90s. This is like 2000 something. I can't remember, but
okay, so I'm kind of confused. I know there was something with Extinction when they were changing from X-Men Gold, Blue, and all that.
Oh god,
around the Rosenberg run, and then they had like a miniseries in between the Rosenberg run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Michael Baker, man, like a shout out to Michael Baker, real quick, everyone. I just want to say this real quick, man. If you don't get him and AOA, if you guys don't get awards this year, I'm gonna fucking sign a petition to get you guys an award. You guys are like the best. So shout out to you guys. And I don't know, Michael, are you is your Baker Shaker report going to show up tonight on the Black Crown Comics show? Just curious. Just let us know. You can put the link in the chat too. There's Jason's pretty face. There he is. He's so beautiful. Anyway,
no.
Tired. Tired.
Been up since like 6 a.m. Like 5, I guess, running around.
You guys, Michael Baker, you and AOA are like, if I don't see both of you guys in the chat, I get sad. So, anyway, new X-Men Academy X31. Now, this is my, I guess, Laura Kinney spec, if you will. If Laura Kinney is going to have any continuity in this MCU or X-Men U, whatever you want to call it, she has to have an enemy, right? And this is the first appearance of Kimura. I know new X-Men Academy X wasn't really a huge invested run, or not a lot of people bought it because it was like the new era of X-Men, but I feel like this is the best key of that run. $15 for a near mint is not bad, but people are asking a little bit more than that. I would say she's a villain, but she hasn't shown up yet, and you may be ahead of the game and it might take some time. But and Max City says no, Kimura is nothing. Okay. Anyway, I thought it's a good spec to go into, and I think it's a beautiful cover and a pretty good story. Pickles, I'm gonna start with you. What is your thoughts on this book?
Disagree.
You can disagree if you want to.
No, I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about it. Like, my X-Men experience has been mainly limited to the 90s maybe like early 2000s and before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know a whole lot about these books. I know I've seen them while flipping before because obviously I was able to find I had that Fantomex covers and stuff like that. But so I've seen these before in bins. They are out there. But I don't own them myself. No.
Got it. Jarth, what are your thoughts on this book?
Yeah, don't know too much about it. My old LCS, I think he had a run on this. He used to do auctions throughout the week, and I think he had an entire run on it. And I do have it, for like $11. But I just put it in a box. I didn't even know, what it was about. I just said, it's X-Men, the whole run. I'll just get it. If I get it, I get it. I just throw it in a long box. So, but yeah, I do not know much about this.
Cool. And the chat says disagree, which is cool, man. Like, I like the thought process we're trying to learn here. So,
do you think we'll get her? Like, you think they'll bring her over to the MCU?
I don't know. That's why I was kind of like, well, if Laura Kinney is going to be in the MCU, she has to have an enemy, or I would think, and I feel like this is total speculation, right? I feel like they want her to be the future of like Marvel, X-Men, whatever. And it makes sense. I mean, she's
a
great actress
character. Yes, she is too. She did what she could with that almost an abomination of the Acolyte. She did what she could. You know what I mean? She did what she could. But I've seen her in other stuff.
And I mean, like, it just makes sense. I mean, I think she has a good fan following with like us comic collectors. She's been in the past, like she was in Logan, obviously, right? She's good looking girl, that kind of stuff. So
that helps
for it too.
She's
was it confirmed?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, so the actress is in it, but is it like confirmed that she's actually playing that, or is it going to be like, hey, we just hired the same actress to play some random character and threw into a trailer?
No, it's her.
I could see them doing that. Like 100% see them doing that.
No, what she tells them, it's her. You know what I mean? It's Laura, Laura Kinney from whatever universe. I mean, that'd be dope because Hugh Jackman is getting older, and why pass the torch to another male actor when you can just maybe have him, only involved in the big fights or whatever they're gonna do, and have her be the Wolverine. You know what I mean? That'd be dope. I hope they do that, but if I don't know.
Yeah,
who knows what they're gonna do? I think it's just starting now. We'll start to find out.
So before I go into the next slide, because I don't have a ton of spec anymore, but do you guys think that because what's coming after Deadpool, like as far as Marvel is concerned, like
nothing to the year after. I think
it's like Agatha,
Agatha's coming out, right? So nothing related to Deadpool. Like, is this
no?
Is Deadpool going to be like? I mean, everyone's hoping. There's a lot of pressure on Deadpool, right? Like,
time pressure.
This is like what's his name?
Well, that
Wembenyama of like Marvel, essentially.
Well,
right? Okay, Captain America. Okay, that's the next one.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm actually curious because I don't know where in the timeline Deadpool fits,
right?
For like as far as the MCU where it's going to be situated, because in that Captain America trailer, it's just business as usual, like the world's like all normal and hunky dory. So I'm like, okay, well, is that happening before the events of Deadpool? Because it feels like Deadpool's going to kind of shake up like everything like across the whole MCU. And I'm just curious as to what time frame it's going to be in compared to the next movie they have coming out, which will be Captain America.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige, he just said, from this movie on, big time mutant nuggets will be dropped. So
well, I know that they got the Russo brothers hired back for the next two Avengers movies, which will be interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, what was it? The Marvels had that big end credit scene that started it. Now you got Deadpool, and maybe we'll see something in the.
What was the Marvels end credit scene? Oh my god, I can't remember.
It was Beast.
Oh yeah, Beast.
Charles Xavier and Binary, just Binary. Yeah, nobody really liked that movie, man.
Yeah. You know what, dude?
I thought it was entertaining.
It was
bad.
cool.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like that movie, dude. For that movie to even be successful, it had to have been like A+. You know what I mean? It had
Miles would have had to show up.
Something,
You know what I mean?
something.
It was.
You would
Well,
have.
I remember enjoying it.
Vogue come out and drank Carol Danvers for that movie. I don't even know if that would have helped it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It
was like
the Marvels is like the Sacramento Kings of like movies.
For the MCU.
What's that?
Maybe not even this. Maybe it was the Clippers.
the Clippers.
Oh
my god!
Yeah, dude. Sacramento's got a young team, man. They're
I was thinking like the Sacramento Kings of like the cool jerseys, like the late '90s, like the Jason Williams team,
Chris Webber and all that. Yeah,
yeah, those are good teams, man. That was a good time, man. Those teams in the Lakers, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was such a funny time.
Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
White Chocolate.
I was watching an interview with him, man. You guys gotta. Oh, dude, I was cracking my ass up. But yeah. Anyway, all right. On to the next one. We only got 3 left. We're about an hour into the show. I want to thank everyone, all 14 of you live. We're up to almost 18 earlier. I want to thank you all for chatting with us and giving your guys' opinion. And it's always good to hear from the community what you guys think, and helping me out with all the info here as well. Do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends. We are almost at 700 subs, and I don't know if we'll get there. We'll see. Just trying to plug away here. So these next 3 are just variants, nothing really spec wise. I just thought they were cool books to hunt for, per se. And first off, starting off at Uncanny X-Men number 500, the Turner variant. Now that I look about this book, I kind of want to take it off the list. The Banshee part kind of throws me off a little bit, but I saw Michael Turner and Uncanny X-Men 500, and I thought, wow, that's kind of a cool book to have. Nonetheless, the market wants $40 to $75 for this book. There's nothing really speculative about this book. It's just hella prices for that. I've looked in the past, but I don't know. I think if you get this autographed and get a JSA authenticated, it might pay off dividends later down the road. But if you can get it for a nice penny, or like a good deal, $40, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Pickles, do you even like Michael Turner?
I don't mind his art.
You're not like a big fan like myself, though.
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about his art. As far as I wouldn't like when it comes to artists. I can't look at a book and be like, oh, I know whose art that is, type of deal.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, it's never. I love the artwork, but it doesn't attach to me like that. I'm more story based, so it's
yeah.
For me, it's just I'm all about the writing, because the writing is what leads to the actual visuals.
Yeah.
So it's kind of they write the book and then they're like, here it is, and then based off of what they're reading is how they come up with their drawings and stuff. So for me, I'm kind of I just always dig the writing.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard getting. Yeah, I know.
He passed, didn't he?
He passed away, but there's books out there that are. I actually have 4 Witchblade books I'm about to send to JSA to get JSA authenticated. But yeah, Darth, he passed away cancer almost 10 years ago or so. But are you a Turner fan, Darth? I know you
a little bit.
I feel like it hits your kind of
yeah. I'm more of a
right?
pinch of this X-Men. Bunch of everything. Finch has done a lot of X-Men covers. So I'm more of a Finch guy. But I have this. I got this from my LCS, my former LCS.
How much you pay for it?
$15 because it had some. Oh yeah, but it has some spine damage. It's just to have it. Yeah, it I couldn't even grade it, but but yeah, Turner's all right. Yeah.
Commander Cody talking some shit to Brad Selden. He says, "Oh wait, that reminds me. You guys ever? Okay, sorry. You guys ever seen? Oh wait, Jason, you know where that's from, right?
Oh wait.
You know that's I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs. Okay, all right, you got that reference. I don't know why I laughed about that. man. But...
Oh wait, was she a great big fat person?
Yeah, that's
It's like, what?
I saw a YouTube clip of that. There's like 3 million views of that fucking scene. Where it says,
Just that one part. Oh wait.
Oh
wait, yeah, I do remember that. It's like that guy was so creepy.
That's at the end of the movie when she gets to his house, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like near the end where and then like
classic movie.
he's
man.
in Heat. You guys ever seen the movie Heat?
Yeah, he's in Heat.
Yeah, and he's in Fast and the Furious, like the first one.
Yeah, he's done like those roles, man. He was just in something recently. I can't remember what he was in, but yeah,
Buffalo Bill, man. Like,
it puts the lotion in the basket.
what if you went to a comic book convention and had a Buffalo Bill like I'm not even go there. I'll go to the next book. Never mind. All right. Another cool Uncanny X-Men book I found, Uncanny X-Men 544, which is the last issue. Correct, right, guys?
Yes.
Uncanny? You got to take off, Jason.
Yeah, I got to walk down there and fucking get in before everybody else gets there.
Okay, well, you can hop back on if it doesn't work out or whatever, and good luck.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too long. I'm just gonna walk the place, make sure it looks like the pictures, and
make sure it smells
ask
good.
a couple questions. Yeah, I just got to ask, be like, what am I looking at out the door with all your other crazy fees and stuff?
Actually, do this: knock on the neighbor next door, and if they're like weird, then you're out. That's what I would do.
Be like, I know that's what I've been doing. I've been kind of looking around, watching the people walking and stuff like that, looking at the cars, like what kind of vehicles are here.
It's very nice.
The visitor parking doesn't have very nice ones in it, so I'm just gonna throw that out there. the people that are visiting don't have like cars that are not falling apart.
Jesus. Okay. Well, good luck, man.
So we'll see. Hopefully, I don't get shot.
No, you're good. It's Victoria, man. You're fine.
But,
all right. See you, man.
All right. See you.
All right. So good luck, Pickles.
He is profiling.
That's hilarious. He is. Pickles definitely is profiling for sure. I've never seen this book before, but Greg Land, I think, is a great artist. I think, I've never seen him come into a show, so I would never get this autograph because I think it would ruin it. But man, I thought this cover just for fun's sake, man. I think it's a great second print. Second prints are kind of fun to collect as well. 300 for a 9.8, which I think is respectable. Darth, man, what are your thoughts on this book, man?
Yeah, I've seen it. Don't have it. Not much of a Greg Land guy. He did the Venomized Uncanny X-Force 20.
I think you're right. Let's see, Greg Land.
That may be the only book I like, but I've given up on that book. I used to try to flip to get to that book, and I just never could. I just kind of gave up. But yeah, I'm not a Greg Land guy. I think he did some Psylocke X-Men covers not too long ago, and they're man.
You know, you mentioned Psylocke, and I thought about putting like a Psylocke. I mean, there's so many great Psylocke covers, right? But there's the one that you have one that's a really good Psylocke cover.
I sold them all for my.
Oh, you did?
Trying to get that 181. I have that. Oh, that's my book. No, I sold all my Psylocke. I had the second print. I had a bunch. I had the Astonishing Ant-Man. I sold that. All of her books, dude. I think I only kept whatever was new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because like I said, I'll find a reason to sell. And what more reason do you need for a Grail, right? 181. But then I started looking at her books, like really looking at them. I was like, oh, I don't like that, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. Now I don't know if I'm just pumping myself up to sell it, or I just started finding flaws in these books, and I don't know, make it easier to sell. I don't know, but I don't have it. I had that Brooks one, that 1 in 100, but there's another Brooks, and I think that was done by it's a store exclusive. That's probably the only one only variant if I could get affordable, like reasonably, I probably would. Because I give up on the Uncanny X-Force 20, the Venomized. I'm done. I gave up on that. I won't.
You're not gonna try and trade up for it?
No, I think that time is coming. I think the window closed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's cool, man. You know, like sometimes you just gotta put in the towel, hang up that L, and move on, right? So
Yeah, dude. I tried. I tried, but
yeah,
even a nice six was like over $500.
that's how I kind of feel about the first book I mentioned, right? The X23 variant,
Yeah,
and like,
dude, if you're gonna pay that much money for that, then you might as well get the Delato.
I like that X23 better than the Delato.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Because I mean,
Yeah,
at that point, it just tastes. Because if you have
right, right.
experience, like I said, like there was a time like right after the pandemic where her variants were really affordable throughout eBay, and I was finding them. So I tried to put them all together as much as I could. I still missing some, but again, I do regret selling that Delato. I how I found it will never happen again. Like and I'm not gonna go out and pay $1,000 for that book.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
dude.
I'd rather, dude, that's a money for a grail.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
a
have
lot.
the vampire one. I have
Expensive.
her vampire one, and that's like one of my favorite variants, and that's one of my favorite ones. And she's got a bunch in the all new Wolverine run. I have most of those, but yeah, I don't know, man. Those Jerkovics are real, and then he's got some for Avengers. He's got like that whole. He must have done them all in that time period. I know somebody said they were connecting covers, and maybe they all connect because he did some for Avengers, X-Men, and kind of the X-Force, bunch of stuff. Oh, I got the rainbow. I got that one.
I
The
had
rainbow.
I had an Uncanny X, or I had the Punisher 218 rainbow autograph, man. I was a sucker for that, man, because I'll just say this, man, like, you know, these artists don't get paid a lot, and they do a lot of like I mean, this is a, you know, if you, whether you like Greg Land, whether you like Michael Turner, whether you like J. Scott Campbell, man, these guys draw, like they
Yeah,
draw, and they put hours into this work, whether it sucks or Rob Liefeld or whatever. But so I always like supporting artists specifically because I feel like artists don't make as much money as like writers can potentially make, right? Like
right.
if you're a writer, you can make millions if that property that you are tied to is
Yeah,
put into live action or cartoon, whatever. When Clay Crane talked about doing like a rainbow variant, I just like, man, that is genius. Or the Infinity autographs, you know. I was like, you know what? Take my money, man, because that is like, that's a fresh autograph. That is a great idea. So like, kudos to you, man. And you are
I
a
didn't
funny
even
ass
know. I
dude.
didn't
So
even know what that book was. I just remember finding it because
218 Punisher 218.
No, I don't. I don't have. Well, Punisher's another one of my favorites. No, the Rainbow, the X-Force, or whatever it was, the one shot.
Yeah.
I remember just finding it. I was like, oh, I love Laura Kinney, X23. I was like, oh, look, I'll get it. Then I don't know. Weeks later, it popped. Somebody talked about it, and then it spiked. But I thought about selling it, but usually I don't sell my X-Men's, even though I sold all the Psylocke. But that's for 181. I get 181. I don't need anything else. I have all my grails that I can just collect casually to read. Take all the pressure off.
For sure. All right. Well, as we get into our last slide here, again, just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm doing more stuff. I'm trying to do those comic book market reports after the Sunday auctions close. So check them out on Mondays or Tuesdays. I'm still doing video game reports, and One Piece is another thing I'm trying to get into. Darth, are you a One Piece fan? I'm just curious. Probably not, but it's so hard to get into. You got to like stretch through some many seasons, man. But it's kind of interesting to me. But yeah, peeps, just check out, you know, my other shows and episodes and all that. I appreciate everyone's support, man. You guys have been great throughout this past couple of years, and yeah, we got a pretty good team on the panel. I gotta say, man, we got some good stuff here.
Did you watch season finale? I mean, whatever, the Acolyte last episode.
I stopped after episode 3.
I don't blame you.
And you know, like it's. And this is what I'll say about the Acolyte, and I don't. This is the thing that's so weird to me. And if you do this, like, it's your thing, it's your time or whatever. But like, I thought it was weird that people talked so much shit about it, but then they watched every episode.
Well, because it's because it's views, bro. Like those dudes get monster views. You know what I mean? And the thing about that show, I've been waiting for that show since the fall, the December in the pandemic when they announced it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if any Star Wars, I love, dude, but I love the Sith. The Sith are my guys. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once we got through what we got, like the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, and I'm like, oh man, it is not looking good for the Acolyte. Like their track record with Star Wars is bad. You know what I mean? And it's always mid to bad at you know, it's just, it is what it is, right? Besides Andor, whatever. But I remember when I first saw the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, all right, well, you know, I don't know how this is Sith led because that's what she said years ago. And then we got to 3, 4, 5. I'm like, oh man, this is not going to turn out well, you know?
Yeah.
And then it just became personal because my favorite character in Star Wars is Darth Plagueis. You know what I mean? So that like that's my thing. That novel, that book, everything, you know, and it became personal because I think that character it doesn't get a lot of credit, right? And then it became, I just want to see this guy, dude. Or, you know, or give me a fucking Sith. Like say they did everything to not say fucking a Darth or whatever, right? And I'm like, that last episode, when I saw what I saw, it's out there. I'm like, okay, well, for me, I'm good. You know, if they make another season or not, I got my guy. My guy's canon. There you go. You know what I mean? And hopefully now he's canon. So maybe she doesn't get a second season, which I hope she doesn't get it. And they wait a little bit and they say, okay, now let's do a Sith-led show. Now let's do something with Plagueis and whoever and Osha, I guess, or whatever. You know what I mean? They build off that. But I don't know. You know, nobody watched it, right? It got bashed. Disney might just give a second season just to be spiteful. Who knows? Like
it's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money.
It's money wise. It's not. You know what I mean? Nobody watched it, right? That's facts. Like that's no matter, because those people that hate it and want to hate everything Disney will give you all that information. So I was like, all right, let me see if these dudes are legit. So I went and looked up the ratings. Oh yeah, it's not that good. So if you're Disney and what Bob Iger said, we're going to cut back on everything that doesn't. It is not a W. So the Acolyte wasn't a W. So how do you give it 180 million? Man, that they had a budget of 180 million.
So much money down there.
And
I don't know how they like if I think if next quarter Disney says like we lost 10 million subscribers, I mean that tells you right there that like, you know, the future of that series is like done because that they put so much energy into that. And that's like I've always said, like Disney needs to sell, and they won't do it, but they need to sell that Star Wars IP to someone that doesn't give a shit about anything else except for good writing, man. Seriously.
And I know, so we don't take up too much time, but that's the thing that irked me is that I really got behind her because all the interviews leading up to this show, from what she was saying, her knowledge of the Plagueis novel, the Darth Bane novels, the even throughout the show, you can see what she was doing, right? And I was like, oh shit, like, and then I thought, well, maybe it's Disney doing what Disney does, especially Kathleen Kennedy. They rein her in, like they put restrictions on what she could probably do, dude. And so maybe she wanted to tell this story, but they wanted to tell a story like this. And I don't want to use the woke propaganda. I'm not really into that, dude. Like I get it.
Yeah.
I respect that. People feel that way, and diversity, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it, fine. But as long as the product is good, then that's all that matters. And this product wasn't good, so it opens itself up to be attacked by folks that think that way.
Yeah,
and that's what was disappointing in me. Then I said, I remember after watching the last show, I said, well, maybe she was held back. Maybe they told her, no, not yet. Keep it this way, do it this way. You can't do that. You can't do this. How about this? How about that? And then you got what you got. You know what I mean? Because Disney will do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the detriment.
I think if Disney was smart, just sell toys. That's always like if you think about all the stuff like comics were never worth shit until speculation. You know,
that
the
definitely.
movies weren't really collectible because they're printed to 1 million. But like, what is the thing that stayed consistent throughout time, man? It's the toys, dude. The toys have always been collectible. So if you're ever gonna speculate on anything Star Wars, toys, dude.
Oh yeah, the Star Wars spec has been dead for a long time, dude. Like I've always thought that. I mean, Darth Plagueis was to me the last great spec because.
And listen to the kids. Who do the kids talk about? They don't talk about Darth Plagueis. They don't talk about Noah Acolyte. They talk about They talk about Baby Yoda. And like my niece was like 3 when she saw Baby Yoda for the first time, and she got Yoda all over the freaking house. All them kids, that's the only Star Wars character they know. So
my boys got behind it because you know what I mean. I was like, okay, Papa's, it's Star Wars Day, and like, yeah, Star Wars. But they're 4 and they're 5 and 4. So yeah, I mean, would it stay with dude? If Star Wars sticks, then that's the one thing that came out of that. Well, no, because they were like that with Ahsoka. So Ahsoka and Acolyte, if Star Wars sticks with them and they can grow with it, hey, there you go. Acolyte did one good thing. It got my boys into Star Wars. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We might do a Star Wars show. I don't really want to do one, but maybe it might be a Saturday night. Like, let's drink a little bit and talk about. I don't know if I want to, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
It's tough because
dude, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Honestly, I mean. Like this is like I said this earlier in the chat. These are my Star Wars episodes 4 through 5. Because I mean, even to me, Jedi was not like it was a good ending to the movie, but like I don't know, man. Like I would say this, and then maybe the Rebels show, cartoon, and then the video game that the newest video game that came out. Like those are like for me, those are my enjoyable Star Wars. And if you're a Sith fan, dude, like play the PS5 game, dude. Like that is Sith, like all the same. But
that's what's his name? I can't. The Force Unleashed or whatever that dude is. That's I only played the Force Unleashed for the Xbox.
Oh yeah. I don't think that guy will ever make it to MCU.
No,
that's great. But the story though,
that was dope.
Like
that was
dude. Yeah. That's good shit.
Yeah,
that you can never speculate on that though, unfortunately. But anyway.
No. I don't think there is no spec for Star Wars. I think that's all done.
It's all whatever. And watch Apple TV. Just kidding.
Apple TV, bro. Hey, I bet you if Apple TV, I bet you if Warner Brothers had Star Wars, it'd be next level.
I think I said this in the Discord because Apple I think is like just proving it, and however you feel about Apple or whatever. Apple, but like, dude, Apple TV, it's always at the top of my fucking list.
You gotta have Apple TV, dude.
It doesn't. And they don't worry about like when they write something, they make diversification or they just do it.
It's just done well. You don't even.
It's just done well. There's no message. It's just this person happens to be of whatever, and it works. So
sci-fi like hardcore.
Even their dramas are good, man. What is it? Presumed Innocent. Are you watching that?
With Seth Rogen and what's her name? Rose Byrne.
Great show.
And the only one I have Jericho. What's the name with the child dies? I can't think of that show, but whatever. And plus, come on, dude, they had Ted Lasso. I mean, come on,
dude. The greatest finale of a show I've ever seen. But all right, we'll get back to this and then whatever. But good discussion, man. Good shit. X-Men 25. This is just I remember seeing this during the pandemic, and I remember seeing this as a kid. So this has like a couple of things that I thought was like very interesting and why I want to point out. So when I saw this as a kid, like I thought this was a great. I was a Chrome hoe back in the day, and so I always thought Chromium covers were always cool to me.
Dude, I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's a reprint of X-Men 25, right? It's a Chrome cover that came out. It's like the Marvel Classics run. There's a Venom 300, which is like my favorite Chrome cover ever. This I remember during the pandemic, and I know it's a pandemic or whatever, but this was the craziest like drop I've seen. This sold for like $2,500. It was autographed. I don't know by who, but it sold for $2,500. I remember seeing this during the pandemic, and I was like, "Holy cow! I can't believe this like whatever. 9/8 or near mint goes for like $100, which I would pay $100 for this just for pure collectability sake. 9/8 are asking around $350, which I think is a little high, but I just think this is a great cover to have. X-Men 97, that spec kind of went and has kind of gone, but in my opinion, I thought this is like a great buy just for myself. I wanted to share it with the community, whether you like it or not. But anyway, yeah, Dorothy, I know you mentioned you have never heard of this book.
No,
Before,
this is so X23.
Yeah, it's a reprint X-Men 25. Yeah.
Oh, it's a reprint. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No,
it came out in the late 90s or like early 2000s, I want to say, though. When you remember when Chromium books were like kind of the bee's knees, like everyone was trying to do Chromium books. Yeah. So they did a bunch of reprints in Chromium of like old classics or like modern classics, quote unquote. And this was one of them. And there's like 8 or 10 maybe. The most famous one is ASM 300 in Chrome. That's like my grail.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want to share this with the community, man. What do you think about this book, man?
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. Never seen it. Didn't know it existed.
And this is more of a like you can't ever argue with nostalgia, right? Like
no, fuck no.
This is nostalgia because the way I collected comic books. I remember reading this book and just being like, oh my god, my dude, Wolverine and like Magneto just being so like savage and like pulling his adamantium out, and they did it in the cartoon. Like,
yeah, dude,
that was so good. But yeah. Anyway, that was my last one for the X-Men show and all that spec. But yeah, man, I hope when you go see Deadpool this week, I hope you enjoy it, man. You're gonna see it before me.
I think I've been waiting on that one. It's not Aliens. Romulus is my most anticipated movie of 2024. So,
dude,
I just don't. I'm so invested because Aliens is my favorite movie. That I get all the books, dude. That one is the one I hope is successful, and I hope fans.
I've never seen Alien.
Dude, it's a classic. I just don't think Wolverine and Deadpool will fail. I think it's too big to fail, right? Whatever that movie was.
Yeah.
I just can't see them fucking it up. I mean,
do you think what would be from all the stuff you already know, right? Like, what would be like something you'd want to see in the end credits?
The MCU, the current some mutant popping up or something signifying that they've already been in the MCU for a while, like something to link it already. You know what I mean?
I think
yeah, that'd be the biggest thing for me because I think they can make it work with this, whatever it is they're going to do with the multiverse, right? So you can just make it work. But it sucked to have 20 years or however long it's been of the MCU as we know it, and I have mutants in there.
Yeah,
I would like them to be in that MCU. Well, I mean, because what are they going to do? Oh, we need backup. Let me call X-Men from this universe to help us out. I mean, I guess you could, right? But I'd rather them be in the MCU, you know what I mean? But other than that, I'm excited. But again, I don't think it's gonna fail, man.
Yeah,
I can't see it flop. It's not gonna flop. I think it's gonna. Will it make $1 billion? If it's good, it will. But I think it's looking at least 700 million when it's all said and done. Big opening weekend. And if
the one thing it's doing is getting people back to the movie theater. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's like, studios may see that, and I could see this happening if this does really well. And I know it's going to come out in a few months or whatever, but like Captain America does well as well.
Yeah.
You're going to stop seeing a ton of shows on streaming platforms, and studios are going to put 180 million to get back into movie theaters because they're going to be like, holy shit. Like, we just need to put out one really good blockbuster, and we're going to scrap these other bullshit like series or whatever. But
I've always been a defender of Phase 4, right? And to me, that was a trial run. It came at a bad time with the pandemic and everything. But we just talked about HBO and Apple, their product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can connect, I believe you can. If it's done well. You can connect a TV show, multiple TV shows till a big screen event movie type. if you do it right.
I think though that
you can have those two universes. I just, it just has to be done, and they have to do it right because, again, just product, right? If you do it good and you connect it to a cinematic movie that a big event type, you could build it up to that big battle movie. I think go right back to the show for a season or two, and it builds up to another big battle, bro. And I think Phase 4 might have been them trying to do that, but it just didn't pan out right.
I think you're right. I think like, it all goes to the content, right? But I also think that Apple, for example, is really good at doing shows on Apple TV. Oh, yeah. However, Disney, when they do it right, is phenomenal at doing it in movie theaters. And they haven't really showed, I think personally, from my own viewership, I don't think Disney on Disney Plus or Disney, streaming? Whatever you want to call it, streaming.
No, you're right.
I think that this whole like 6 episodes, so like an extended movie like product, it doesn't resonate with me because I think of it as a show. I don't think of it as an extended movie. However, I'd rather go see a really great 3-hour movie in the movie theater for whatever money I gotta do, versus 6 episodes of like I'm gonna fall off on the 3rd episode and like cancel my subscription.
But because the product hasn't been good. If the product was good, all those Marvel fans we'd be all happy right now. But again, like we said, you can go watch if you're into House of Dragons or, dude, Succession is one of the for me, probably the best television I've ever watched.
Succession is the best, really?
For me. I'm only speaking for me. Like
Breaking Bad for me.
Breaking Bad is up there. I got Breaking Bad number 2, maybe Game of Thrones, but Succession, because it was something that I'm not familiar with. It was well written. It was well acted.
Succession is good. Succession is good.
And it's funny because House of Dragons, the last episode, there's a scene where don't know the actress's name, but it's whatever. She's just sitting there, facial expression acting. I don't know what you call it. And that acting was better than anything I saw in the Acolyte. So it's just HBO, Apple, other networks, Hulu. But see, I don't know if that is Disney, but some of them know how to do it right, and they know how to be character-driven shit. They just know how to write stuff. Disney, for Star Wars, I'll just keep it Star Wars, cannot. Yeah. They suck. They have the whole EP there. They have the EU to pull from. They have Darth Plagueis is a he's galactic financier. He's debonair. He's in politics. He's like an Elon Musk type. He's a billionaire in the galaxy, and he's a Sith Lord. Right? And then they just chose not to do that and do whatever it was they do. Again, Disney doesn't take risks.
Yeah.
As far as their shows go. It's easy to do the MCU. They got lucky. Maybe they got lucky with Feige and all that. They did that right. So kudos to them. But everything else, they don't know how to do it. And I don't know why. They go off their own blueprint and it's not successful. But all these other networks, and
I feel like there's a lot of egos in Disney too that want their stamp on like whatever, they should just hire Timothy, what's his face? Who wrote fucking
Zahn?
Yeah.
Well,
that poor dude signing $10 comic books at like a show in Puyallup, and he like basically made like the modern Star Wars universe.
I mean, they're getting killed for that show.
I just don't get why.
Murdered on social media, and it's tragic for me to watch it. A lot of it I agree with. I think it's overhated, but that's Star Wars. That's the thing to do. That's what Star Wars did to itself.
Yeah.
And even us MCU fans, we get a little annoyed with what they've done lately.
Yeah. Especially
those who didn't like Phase 4, those who didn't like Namor being changed, and a bunch of stuff, right? So, but their track record, the legacy that they've done with the MCU, Disney right now, this era, Disney can't touch it. So we trust the MCU more than we would trust Star Wars.
I think the thing too is like, and I'll close it with this because I gotta get going. But good discussion though. Like this be a fun, backwards discussion or back, whatever. I think what was I gonna say? I think that Star Wars or Disney Plus is acting like a company to where they're thinking of the future and not the present. And they're losing, I don't know if this is the data, but they're losing viewers like myself. Like I didn't watch the last 3 episodes of Acolyte. I canceled my subscription just because I was like, I'm not gonna pay $10 for this. I'd rather pay 20 for Apple TV. And I think they're assuming that these characters are gonna resonate with Gen Z, younger millennials and whatever, but they're not watching that stuff. They're watching like Mr. Beast, and they're watching
stuff that's good, probably
stuff that they're watching Naruto, they're watching other stuff. But like people that are, I feel, or they're watching just different Disney stuff, which is okay too, like Disney, like kid stuff, right? And I think the whole point, I always say this on like past shows, because I had Marvel stock back in the day in like 2007, 2008, and Disney acquired Marvel to pander to the male population of 18 to like 45. They weren't hitting that segment.
They did.
So why go away from that whole acquisition, all that money you paid for this IP? But anyway, that's just what I think. I think we're losing some peeps here, so I'm gonna end the show. Darth, I want to thank you again for always coming through,
no problem,
being part of the team and all that. I don't know if you feel like you are already, but I feel like you're part of the team. So all right. All right. So anyway,
maybe Team Ferg.
Yeah. But yeah, just want to thank everyone for watching the show. We had a good time, I think, about an hour and a half. Good luck to Pickles on your apartment hunt. Fedora, don't work too hard at Midtown, and we'll hopefully catch you next week. I'm going to be on vacay, but I may be able to step away for a little bit. But you all have a great Sunday.
Peace.